Good morning. Today is Friday, May 1st. Today I can graph sinusoidal models using amp sine freq shift and drawing a little picture. This little picture is going to help us stay organized when we have these more complicated real-life problems. And our little picture is just going to contain the midline, the min, the max, and the period to give you some structure for writing your equation and doing your actual graph. Again, we need to know our four waves. Positive sign starts at the midline and goes up. Negative line starts at the midline and goes down. Positive cosine starts at the max. Negative cosine starts at the min. And let's take a look at some examples. Let's get my pen going here. Let's go green. Now let's go blue. I don't want to capture. I want to make big. A student attaches one end of a rope to a wall at a fixed point 3 feet above the ground, as shown in the accompanying diagram, and moves the other end of the rope. It's moving up and down, producing a wave described by the equation this. Why am I writing? All right. So it's kind of giving you the little picture, but I'm going to make my own little picture just so you see what I want you to do. So this is basically what I want to see for every question. It kind of looks like a highway. You have two solid lines. That's your max and your min, and this is your midline. And we're going to fill in whatever information we can. So this 3 feet is my midline because it's starting at the midline, and then from there it's going up and it's going down. So it says the range of the rope's height is 1 in 5. That means the range, by definition, is the min and the max. The min is 1, the max is 5. It says the sine wave. It doesn't specify if it's positive or negative, so you have a choice. So I'm going to choose positive. So I'm just going to do a little sketch. Now the other piece of information I want is I want the period. It tells you straight up the period is 4 pi. So it wants me to graph it, and it wants me to write the equation. Let's graph it first. Since I have so many boxes on my y-axis, I'm going to skip boxes. I'm going to say that that's 1. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to skip boxes. I'm going to make 4 dashes. Again, I have so many that I'm going to skip 4 boxes instead of 2 boxes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not attempt this lesson without having done the previous lessons because this directly builds off of the previous lessons. The period is 4 pi. So the period goes to the end of the 4th dash. I'm going to draw in my midline at 3. I like to always kind of darken my min and my max. And now let's get a different color. Purple. But you couldn't have guessed that. It's sine wave. Again, I'll just kind of use this. It doesn't specify if it's positive or negative, so you have a choice. So as I start at the midline, then it's going up, midline, min, midline. And again, all my points are lining up with these dashes. When I've been grading quizzes, I've been seeing they're kind of all over the place. They have to line up with those dashes. And there it is. Now to write the equation, that's what we did in the previous lesson on Wednesday. Amp sine freq shift, amp sine freq shift. Again, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Do not attempt to do this lesson if you haven't completed and mastered the previous lessons. Amp. What's my amp? Well, my amp is my distance from my midline to my max or my min from 3 to 5. That's 2. Sine or cosine, it's positive sine. Again, it's not wrong if you put negative sign because it didn't specify. Freq, that's where I have to do a little bit of work. Frequency is 2 pi over the period. The period is 4 pi. 2 pi over 4 pi is 1/2. X, my shift, is my midline, which is positive 3. That's my equation. That's my graph. We're basically just taking what we did earlier in the unit. We're using this little picture to help us stay structured and organized to see what's going on. And that's it. Let's take a look at number 2. Let me just pause this for 1 second. All right, we're back. In Johannesburg, in June, the daily low temperature is usually around 4 degrees. So let's get going with my little picture. The daily low temperature is 4. If the low is 4, that's my min. It's not going to always give me the same pieces of information. I'm going to take whatever piece of information they give me, I'm going to put it into my little picture. The daily high temperature is 16, so my high is 16. Write the equation of a sinusoidal function that models the temperature T in Johannesburg, T hours after 4 a.m. So let's start with the Y first. I have my min, I have my max. To find my midline, min is min plus max over 2. That's 4 plus 16 over 2. That's 20 over 2, which is 10. Now, my X, I need my period. So it says, first of all, T hours after 4 a.m. So that means we're starting at 4 a.m. At 4 a.m., it's at its low. So this is where we're starting. We're starting here because it says T hours after 4 a.m. So that basically means that 4 a.m. is time 0. At 4 a.m., it says it's at 4 degrees. Because it starts here, that's got to be a negative cosine. So I'm going to kind of draw in the rest. That's what it's going to look like. Again, why is it that way? It says that T is hours after 4 a.m. and at 4 a.m. it's 4 degrees. So it's starting at the min, therefore it has to be a negative cosine. Now, it says it's at its high temperature at 4 p.m. So how many hours is it from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m.? That's not a math thing, that's a common sense thing. From 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., that's 12 hours. So if it's 12 hours to do half of a wave, it's another 12 to get to the full wave, so my period is 24. Again, where did this 12 and 24 come from? It says the low was at 4 a.m. It said the high was at 4 p.m. It's 12 hours from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's why this is 12. And since that's only half of the wave, we double it for the full period. So I'm going to go by 1 since I'm going up to 16 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm going to 24. I think I can make each box worth 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and that's good. My midline is 10. My max is 16. My min is 4. So every y value is going to have to go at one of these values, and every x value is going to have to go from there. Now, I just realized something that I didn't want to do, so I'm just going to correct it. I don't want to do my... You know what? No, let's not do it this way. Let's stick the x-axis how we've been doing it. So for my x-axis, I make 4 dashes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The period goes at the end of the 4th dash. That's 24. Now, I don't have to fill in these values, but if I want to, we haven't talked about this yet. If I want to fill in what these boxes are, to find how much each dash is worth, I'm doing the period divided by 4. Again, I don't have to do this, but you might want to do this. So the period is 24 divided by 4. That means that each dash is 6. That means this is 6, this is 12, this is 18, this is 24. You don't have to do that for this question, but in case you like to fill in everything, again, the period goes at the end of the 4th dash, but if I want to figure out how much each dash is worth, I do the period divided by 4. So now, again, as I was saying before, every y value will either be at the min, the mid, or the max, and every x value will be at one of those. So it starts at the min, then it goes midline, then it goes max, then it goes midline, then it goes min, there it is. Now to write the equation, I don't have a lot of space, but I will find space because that's the way I roll. Let's do it right there. Amp sign, freak X shift. Amp is the distance from the midline to the max or min. From 10 to 16, it's 6. Sine or cosine, positive or negative, it starts at the bottom, so it's negative cosine. Frequency is 2 pi over the period. The period is 24. That reduces to pi over 12. Shift is my midline, which is 10. So it's y equals amp negative cosine freak x. Instead of x, I'm using t here because it's saying to use t. Shift. And that's it. So draw your little picture, do everything the same as we have been doing it, and if you want to know how much each dash is worth on your x-axis, you can just do the period divided by 4, although you don't have to. You do have to put the period at the end of the 4th dash, as we've been doing. All right, I want you to try 3 and 4 on your own for classwork/homework. I'm going to give you 2 days to do that, and then we're going to pick up on number 5. How much we have left here? Yeah, we're going to pick up on number 5 on Tuesday. So again, your classwork/homework. Is to finish numbers 1 through 4 by Tuesday. No quiz yet. We're going to quiz in this entire, and this is a multiple day lesson, obviously. We'll quiz later on. And again, it's the same thing we've been doing. Amp sign, freak X shift. Know your 4 pictures. Know that your midline is your min plus max over 2. And to help you with this modeling, draw yourself a little picture. That will help you stay structured and organized and get the information that you need to both graph it and to write the equation. Any questions, reach out to me and Remind, and I hope everybody stays safe and has a great day and a great weekend.